This morning, President Irfan Ali inaugurated the newly completed Eccles-Diamond Interlink Road. Aubrey Norton is the new face of the PNCR after an enormous landslide win. Several persons perished in a tragic multiple-car collision on the Ross Public Road in Berbice. Speeding may have been the cause of the accident. In the region, GABRIEL BORIC wins Chile's presidential elections, and internationally, SUDAN protests. Anti-COUP crowds came out against the military. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Berbice. Thank you for joining us. Following the PNCR's 21st biannual Congress, Aubrey C. Norton was the newly elected leader of the PNCR. Norton was among three candidates, Dr. Van West-Charles and Joseph Harmon, vying for the top spot. Norton is said to have won by a landslide victory, gaining 967 out of a total of 1,282 votes. Today, the party's stewardship was handed over to Mr. Norton at the PNCR's 21st Delegates Congress Declaration and Inauguration Ceremony.
I would also like to express special thank you to the outgoing leader of the party, David Arthur Granger, who has served this party for 10 years, and therefore we must record our appreciation. I would also like to thank all those who participated in the elections, especially those who participated in the fight for leader of the party. In this regard, I want to say thanks for a campaign well run. In our presence is Dr. Richard Van West-Charles, who ran and I think did a good job. I want to also indicate to the party that I promise inclusiveness and that the party constitution provides for advisors to be appointed, and in consultation with Dr. Van West-Charles, he would be made an advisor to this party.
The newly elected leader said he will make the party a grassroots party.
A party for all Guyanese, of all ethnic groups. It is the kind of party we desire. I want to work with this executive to transform this party into a permanent election campaign machinery. I must submit to you. This is the first time in a long time I've been overwhelmed. And I believe the party has put trust in me, and I hope to deliver on it. I want to thank all those people, many of whom I do not know, that kept encouraging me and saying to me, we put hope in you and we expect you to deliver. I will seek to do so. I will therefore struggle to strengthen this party institutionally. I promise inclusive governance. We will govern this party together.
Sherbin Holder has been elected chairman of the party with 407 votes. Vice chairpersons are Elizabeth Williams-Niles with 470 votes, Christopher Jones and Vince Roy Jordan tied with 381 votes, and the treasurer is Mohammed Fayaz Mursadeen with 404 votes. Mr. Norton said he is confident in everyone that has been elected. Several persons perished in a tragic multiple-car collision on the Ross Public Road in Berbice over the weekend. Speeding is thought to have been the cause of the collision. Esther Sobers has more.
A gruesome accident on the Ross Public Road, West Coast Berbice, on Saturday, December 18th, claimed the lives of 6 people. Inquiries disclosed at around 3:30 a.m. motorcar PYY4293, driven by 44-year-old Gary Blair of Section D, Turkine, Georgetown. PWW208, driven by 30-year-old Akeem Solomon of number 4 Village, West Coast Berbice, was proceeding west along the public road at a fast rate of speed. A collision occurred when the motorcar PNN 3536, driven by 23-year-old Lyndon McFarlane of number 22 Bel Air, West Coast Berbice, was proceeding east at a fast rate of speed when a collision occurred. Motorcar PNN 3536 burst into flames on collision while extensive damage was done to all 3 vehicles. As a result, the driver of motorcar PNN 3536 and 2 occupants died. All three 22-year-old Jamal Lynch and 19-year-old Justin Saul of number 22 Village West Coast Berbice was taken to the Fort Wellington Public Hospital and pronounced dead on arrival. The driver of motor car PYY 4293 and two occupants, 29-year-old Joel Jacobs of Section D Turkine Georgetown and 22-year-old Keenan Dawn of 29 Village West Coast Berbice were taken to the Fort Wellington Public Hospital and pronounced dead on arrival. The driver of the occupant of PWW 208 were taken to the Myconi Public Hospital, where it was discovered that the driver had received head injuries and the occupant had a fractured leg. Inquiries are in progress. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. On December 18, 2021, the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit officers acting on information conducted a narcotics operation in the Tushen-Perique area in the East Bank of Essequibo. During the operation, a motor vehicle with a sole occupant was stopped and searched, resulting in the discovery of 15 brick-like parcels suspected to be cocaine. The driver of the vehicle, Ryan De Silva, a resident of Tushen, East Bank, Essequibo, was arrested and escorted to the Canoe headquarters with the narcotics to be processed. At Canoe headquarters, the parcels were tested and proven to be cocaine, with a total weight of 38.3 pounds and has an estimated street value of 113 million Guyana dollars. Investigations are continuing. Stick around after the break. President Ali commissions the Eccles-Diamond Interlink Road, and one was killed and several others injured in a horrific accident on the Gangaram Public Road in Berbice.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December and you could win one Amazon Fire tablet every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $500,000 to spend in the store. Just imagine $500,000 to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage and accessories. So shop now at John Lewis Styles to win one Amazon tablet every day and $500,000 to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for doing surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop Price Smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
taxi service, transportation for every occasion. Short drop, airport, weddings, funerals, and much more. We're located at Lot H. Durbin and Vicingen Road, next to Green City Bar. For honest, efficient, and reliable service, call Kingdom Based Taxi Service at 648-5959 or 227-7937. You can count on us.
Welcome back. Thousands of Guyanese may benefit from the commissioning of the Eccles-Diamond Interlink Road by Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali this morning. The road begins from the 4th bridge along the Mocha Arcade Access Road and runs right through to 6th Avenue Diamond. In addition to easing the traffic congestion on the East Bank, new lands for housing and commercial development will be opened along the road's corridor.
This area will be a reservoir for job creation also. We will have more than 300-400 acres of land developed specifically for industrial development, and then we have commercial development. And from the type of proposals that we've already received, you will have hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of jobs created along the corridor of this road. So this road is while it is prominent in nature, it is a stopgap for what is coming.
President Ali said the road is part of a larger project which will create links to several parts of the coast. It will offer significant relief to thousands of commuters. He noted that the anticipated travel congestion and the growth in traffic will be facilitated with good infrastructure and good urban planning.
We are now in the process of awarding a contract to widen and reinforce the Eccles link that would be connected to the Mandel link in the meantime. We are looking at expanding the Eccles Road to the East Coast corridor. So there is the new expansion from Ogle that will also start next year, that initially will come to Eccles and then connect further on to Diamond and to Tumeri. So the interconnection here is that from Diamond, you'll be able to go straight to Ogle on the East Coast, go straight to Mandela to get back into Georgetown, or head up the airport. So the traffic congestion and the growth in the traffic which we anticipate will be facilitated with good infrastructure and good urban planning.
In closing, President Ali appealed to the road users to be safe and to use the roadways in a safe and secure manner. One person was killed and several others injured in a horrific accident on the Gangaram Public Road in Berbice. Esther Sobers has the details.
One man is dead and several others injured following a tragic accident at the Gangaram Public Road, East Kanji, Berbice on Saturday, December 18th. Dead is 40-year-old Patrick David of Canefield Settlement, East Kanji, Berbice. Inquiries disclosed that around 2:30 a.m. motorcar PSS 820, driven by Patrick David, was proceeding south along the public road at a fast rate. He lost control of the vehicle and collided with the right side front of the motor lorry GPP 3824, parked on the western side of the road facing north. As a result of the collision, the motorcar ended up in a trench where the driver of the three occupants received injuries about their bodies. The injured man was taken out of the vehicle in an unconscious condition and escorted to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital. They were seen and examined by a doctor on duty who pronounced Patrick David dead on arrival. Their bodies are at the Acronium Funeral Home awaiting a post-mortem examination. One of the occupants, Javed Sharif, was transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital in an unconscious condition and admitted as a patient in a serious condition. The two other occupants were admitted as patients at the New Amsterdam Public Hospital for observation. Their conditions are regarded as stable. It is alleged by Hemrad Siodarsham, a passenger of the car, that the four men were about to leave a bar. David took the key from him as he was intoxicated. He said David subsequently lost control of the vehicle. Further inquiries are in progress. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. GABRIEL BORIC wins Chile's presidential election, and desperate needs for water, food in typhoon hit Philippines. But before that, Here's the bridge retraction schedule.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. A left-wing legislator who rose to prominence during anti-government protests in Chile has been elected the country's next president, with almost 99% of polling stations reporting Gabriel Boric won 56% of the votes, compared to 44% for his conservative opponent, Jose Antonio Cast. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman reports.
The sound of euphoria overwhelmed the streets of central Santiago.
¡Vamos, Juventud Chilena!
Tens of thousands of jubilant supporters of Gabriel Boric welcomed the impressive and hard-fought victory of the left-wing candidate who will become Chile's youngest ever president.
I have the hope of a Chile with social justice, a Chile that's better for my daughter.
The president-elect, a 35-year-old congressman and former student leader, literally had to jump over the crowds and climb over barriers to make it onto the stage, from where he delivered a conciliatory message to the country.
En nuestro gobierno
Our government has the conviction to look forward at the challenges that we have before us. It cannot be just changed by talking to the mirror. I'm not here to only speak to people who think like me, to change the way people who think differently. We are here to ensure that once and for all there are courses sufficient for all Chileans and we can achieve a wonderful life.
Earlier, Boric received a visit from his rival, conservative José Antonio Cast. Cast had conceded defeat just a little over an hour after the polls closed.
As much as we can, with our legitimate differences, we want to continue contributing to our homeland. We must all once again unite all Chileans.
GABRIEL. Conservative President Sebastián Piñera, who also opposed Boric, rushed to make the traditional conciliatory phone call. For the first time in 40 years, there will be a president who will attempt to change Chile's free market economic model, which millions of Chileans believe is responsible for extreme social inequality in this country.
The happiness that you see on everyone's faces here reflects the extraordinary expectations that they have placed in their new president-elect. But Boric faces a Congress which is split 50-50 between his supporters and his opponents, which means that he's going to have to make huge concessions. And that begs the question, how long will this enthusiasm last?
Boric acknowledged that he faces serious economic and political challenges. But for at least a short while, it was time to celebrate a victory that symbolizes a huge leap of faith by the people of Chile. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Santiago.
Internationally, more mass protests are expected in Sudan against the October 25th military takeover. On Sunday, hundreds of thousands of people marched to the presidential palace as security forces fired tear gas and stun grenades at them. Al Jazeera's Habib Morgan has more.
This is the start of gathering of protesters in one of the districts in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, and Hala Arabi has come to join them. She's one of tens of thousands who came out on Sunday to commemorate the anniversary of Sudan's revolution in 2018. They're also out once again to voice their anger at the military takeover, which happened in late October and which they say derailed Sudan's transition.
I took part in the 2013, 2016 and 2018 protests against Bashir, and here I am now and will continue to protest until our demands are met. I will keep protesting until there is a civilian government and there is peace, freedom and justice.
All I'm saying is the revolution never actually ended. It's continuing and we will continue until we achieve all of our goals. We don't want the military to be the head of a state anymore. We want civilian government. We want justice for all the wounded, all the martyred, our friends, brothers and sisters and sons. We want justice for all of them.
I came all the way from Sanaa to participate in these anniversary protests to restore our stolen revolution. This day is a turning point in the revolution and an end to the takeover. And even if it's not, we will continue to protest to restore our revolution, which cost many lives.
Protesters were able to reach the southern gates of the presidential palace on the anniversary of the revolution. Security forces responded using tear gas, stun grenades, and live ammunition to disperse them. Hamdok has called for dialogue and national consensus to get Sudan out of its political crisis. But protesters on the street say they regard his agreement with the military as giving legitimacy to the takeover and a disregard to their demands for the military to be removed from Sudan's politics. And 3 years since the start of the uprising, Sudan's transition to democracy remains fragile and many of its slogans remain unachieved. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.
And finally, more than 18,000 soldiers and emergency personnel are joining search and rescue efforts in the Philippines after the strongest typhoon to hit the country this year caused severe damage in central and southern regions. Al Jazeera's Jamila Alindugan reports.
The Philippine military invited us to a reconnaissance flight over the eastern part of the Mindanao region to see for ourselves the damage caused by Super Typhoon Rai. Siargao Island is where Super Typhoon Rai first made landfall in the Philippines. What was once a popular tourist destination reduced to this. The pilot then turned towards Dinagat Island. Even from afar, the damage was distressing to see. It didn't matter whether their house was big or small. The typhoon, packing wind speed close to 200 kilometers an hour, did not discriminate, damaging almost every building. After landing in Surigao City, General Almirol's order is clear. Aid must reach those devastated areas as soon as possible.
The magnitude of the damage is really big. It is because the one that was affected are island provinces. If you will address those problems, first and foremost, your problem really is logistics nightmare.
We drove around the main town of Surigao. Storm damage like this is a familiar scene here now. At the port area, we found more than 100 families forced from their homes. They are from the Bajao's fishing community who once lived on houses on stilts by the sea. Now this is all they have left.
So what residents here are telling us is that it's 6 p.m. now. This is going to be their first meal for the day. Yes. Something that they just picked up from the garbage mostly. And this has to feed at least 5 families tonight.
Rosmita Abuat's son is desperate too.
We don't even have rice. There's nothing. My children are crying. We look for leftovers, but there was nothing. We went to bed with an empty stomach.
This is the human cost of Super Typhoon Rai's destruction. It's estimated that thousands of families are displaced here now. But this is just one province. Days since the storm struck, many communities remain cut off, with dozens reported missing. And this is why many say they are still bracing for the worst. Jamela Alindogan, Al Jazeera, Surigao Province, Southern Philippines.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. That is it for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.